So I'm Corey Moore, and this is going to be my speech on the history of the ukulele. This is my 10-member audience. Oh, they're so happy to hear this again. So, now that y'all have heard my speech already, who can tell me where the ukulele comes from?
Portugal. It's Portugal.
Wow, y'all are on it. So I'll start off with a little preview of how it sounds. So I'll just sing a song this time, because why not? Y'all like Elvis Presley?
Oh yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, when it's a one for the money, I'm two for the show. I'm ready to get ready, now let's go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Or you can do anything, really, me off in them blue suede shoes. Or you can knock me down, you can step on my face, or you can send my name all over the place. And do anything that you wanna do. But oh, honey, lay over my shoes and don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Or you can do anything, really, me off in them blue suede shoes. I hope so. Reorganize my note cards here. So, as y'all know, the ukulele comes from Portugal. There was a big migration of Portuguese immigrants back in 1878, where they actually came from Portugal to several different areas, such as Hawaii, Brazil, and New England states. One of the instruments that they brought over with them was the cavaquinho, which is credited for being the reason the ukulele was developed. The cavaquinho is a similar design with the 4 strings in size, but it uses steel strings in a different tuning. The Portuguese were immigrating because their economy in Portugal was so low, and they were looking for different work opportunities in America, in Brazil, similar climates such as Hawaii that they have in Portugal. They would often travel 6 months around Cape Horn because it was before the development of the Panama Canal. And oftentimes the plantation owners would pay for their voyage through to Hawaii. During their immigration, there was about 18,000 different Portuguese immigrants going into Hawaii in that time frame. At that time, Hawaii was still a monarchy, so they still had the king. They were offered a pretty good quality of life. They got 3 year. They worked on a 3-year contract. They had food, shelter, medical coverage, and they were given a plot of land. As I said earlier, the plantation owners even paid for their voyage, and they would often pay for their families as well. So it was very encouraged for them to bring their families with them. They often started their own farms after their contracts ended and just separated from the plantations. 3 people were noteworthy in the development of the ukulele. Were also working on these plantations, but they were also cabinet makers, and they would make instruments on the side, such as the cavaquinho or the machete, which are popular Portuguese instruments. These peoples were Nunes, Santos, and Diaz. Diaz started focusing on instruments in 1884, and the first ukulele actually made its debut on a British cruise ship that 3 performers were actually performing on for a group of the British people. And one of the people who were there was actually Princess Kulani. So that's when the ukulele became a really big hit, and everybody started to catch on to it. The first youth shop was actually opened by Nunes in 1910. And so when you think about the Hawaiian ukulele, know that it was only 100 years old in the making. So just to complete this thing, feel free to wow your friends with the Portuguese ukulele instead of the Hawaiian one if you ever see your friends with one. Know that the Portuguese people had a very big influence on the Hawaiian culture, the religion, the cooking, the food, and that the ukulele is only 100 years old. So I hope y'all enjoyed the speech the second time. I'm sure it was equally as riveting. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.